Children born from marriages between slaves shall be slaves, and if the husband and wife have different masters, they shall belong to the masters of the female slave, not to the master of her husband. Code Noir, 1685.
The first black slaves in Illinois traveled up the Mississippi River from New Orleans. Slavery in early Illinois was governed by the Code Noir, or Black Code, a law created by France in 1685 that defined slaves as personal property, which could be bought and sold just like any other belonging. By 1725, 24% of Illinois' population was black, most of them presumably slaves. According to the 1752 census, slaves were found in both Kaskaskia and Cahokia, among other places. One of the largest slave owners in early Illinois was a trader and merchant named Pierre Menard. Pierre was a French-Canadian who arrived in Kaskaskia in 1790. A prominent man, Menard was elected Illinois' first lieutenant governor in 1818. It was reported that he owned 18 slaves in 1830. Those slaves worked as farm laborers, oarsmen, and domestic servants in Menard's French Creole-style home just across the Mississippi River from Kaskaskia. One of Menard's slaves was named Marie. We don't know when Menard acquired her, but we do know that she baptized her son Michael in 1799, and church records list Menard as her owner. Marie had at least 4 more children, all of whom were born into slavery and thus became the property of Pierre Menard. For the price he paid for one female slave, Menard gained 5 more servants. Property.
What is slavery?
Capturing another person.
Capturing another person. Does anybody want to add to that definition? Or is that sufficient?
The segregation between two colors.
So it is a separation of people. What else? Because it really is important for us to talk about this so we're on the same page and understanding what was pushing our country apart.
One race feeling more superior than the other race.
That's good. What else? What else? Anybody want to add anything? In slavery, could you buy and sell someone?
Yes, sir.
So what did that make someone if they were able to be bought and sold? How were they being treated?
They're being treated like property.
Treated like property. Is that fair?
No, it's not.
And so, beginning in 1818, essentially, this state is created, the state that we're all residents of now. But that's only one beginning. Before that, there was other beginnings based on other people who helped create the system of government that became the United States. And so you had other explorers who were coming in. And most notably, from French law, we get off to a really bad start because of some of the laws that were able to be carried forward from that beginning. And so from the 1700s, we find laws being established, French laws, that protect slavery in what becomes the United States of America. And then when our state is created, when Illinois is created, some of those laws are what they call grandfathered in. They're allowed to continue. And hadn't you always heard that Illinois was a free state?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. But if you look at the laws that were governing people like you and me, it doesn't really sound very free. And so some of those French laws that are carried forward into Illinois actually allow the institution of slavery to be protected here. And that gets our state and many other states, many other places off to a really bad start because they allow slavery to continue, even though the perception among many people is that this is freedom.
You mean the whites are intellectually the superior of the blacks and therefore have the right to enslave them? By this rule, you are to be the slave of the first man you meet with an intellect superior to your own.
Abraham Lincoln, July 1st, 1854.